So welcome once again for the course demo webinar. So to start with, let us do our introduction. Many of you know Emertxe is an edtech company. We have been in this education field for almost like 20 plus years now. Let me go off the video because sometimes it may affect the audio quality. I'll come back probably during the Q&A time. So as an organization, what are we trying to do? We are trying to offer education programs to solve two major challenges that we are facing. One is employability. As you all know, India is become a country of engineers where every year millions of engineering graduates are coming out, but they are not having the employable skills. So what we do with those students, help them hands-on training programs, learn the latest technologies like embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web development, and make them job ready. You make them ready so that companies come and recruit them. The second audience we do is we cater to the working professionals who have jobs, but they're not landed the right job. They're still looking for a right profile of the job. So we help them in more of an upskilling mode. They come and take our courses as a part of their, along with their job, primarily the evening classes, and try to get into the job. So any program that we run, we pretty much make it hands-on. You can see there a hand, washing, making a pot, right? Pretty much hands-on education programs that we run. So what happens when you make the learning practical? So the learner gets a lot of motivation and engagement, and then the learner will not basically forget things. So when you do things in a hands-on manner, you're not by-hearting. So what happened in the engineering days, you by-hearted a lot of things. That's why you forgot. But when you do things hands-on, definitely you will not forget it to stay with you for a longer period of time. So as I said, this is our team. In our leadership team, we have Mr. Mas, myself, and Mubeen are part of the leadership team. Mas is the one who started Emertxe 20 years back. He's the managing director of the organization. And I'm Jayakumar. I'm part of the leadership team. I have more than 23 years of work experience. I graduated from NIT Warangal in the year 1997-2001. And I started my career with a startup called Ishoni Networks, worked there for 2 years. Then I went to Hewlett Packard, HP, 7.5 years. I was part of the printer firmware group, working on various connectivity, networking, and software and firmware. Before that, even my first company I started as a networking company. There also I worked on a lot of networking protocols. And then after my HP 7.5 years, I went to Huawei, where I spent about 3.5 years. So I was a senior manager there, or a group manager, handling Huawei's embedded Linux portfolio. So that was my last corporate job, you can say. After 12.5 years, I was not finding very motivating to pursue my corporate career. Rather, I thought I will pursue what really I enjoy doing. So education and entrepreneurship is what I wanted to have my long-term career. So that's what has happened. So even though I came full-time to Emertxe in the year 2014, it's been 10 plus years for me. I knew Emertxe from 2006. Mas and me were good friends. That time we felt like there's a common interest because we're all really passionate about education, including Mubeen. So that's what brings me into Emertxe. And I come from a family of teachers. Good number of my relatives, my close family, they're all from the teaching fraternity. So I thought, why don't I combine what is there in my family heritage and also what I learned as an engineer, right? Combine together and make an organization out of it. That's what we are trying to work on. So as of now, we are about 150 member organizations. In that, large number of them are in the mentoring or in the teaching side. We have the largest set of mentors as a part of this industry, and all the mentors are reporting to Mubeen. We primarily looks in the technology side of it. Planning various batches, training programs, online, offline, training quality, training outcome, preparing the students for the placements. So all those things Mubeen takes care. And along with that, definitely the placement is an important thing, which I take care. After the students are ready, ensuring that we have the necessary companies which are running, coming and hiring our students, they're not getting opportunity, and they're kind of getting placed, even though it's a challenging time. We're really trying to work hard both from the preparation side and also from the company side to get that to ensure that to maximum number of our students get placed. So that's what we do as an organization and also as individual. So Mubeen, you may want to introduce yourself. Mubeen.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Good evening, all, and welcome to today's course development webinar. I am Mubeen and work as a technology head at Emertxe. I'm a computer science graduate. It's been 20 years since I completed my graduation, and currently I'm working in Emertxe as a technology head. It's been almost 14 years. I'm working with Emertxe. Initially, I started my career as a software engineer in Emertxe, and from then I moved to companies like Novell and HP, primarily working on Linux platform to develop cross-platform applications. I have expertise in embedded systems, IoT, web application development, and device driver development, etc. And right now, I handle a set of around 70 technical mentors who deliver training to students and working professionals in the area of embedded systems and IoT. So my primary interest is into making sure that whatever courses we're delivering is of high quality and industry relevant. So in today's webinar, I'll be happy to share about course-related information, what we're going to cover, and also share some recordings of how the actual courses are delivered in the online mode. I'll also walk you through what we're going to cover in the course, and I'd be also happy to answer any questions you have related to the course which we are delivering. So that's it for now. I'll be interacting with you further after some time. Over to you, Jay.
Thank you, Mubeen. Thanks for your introduction. Just give me a minute. All right, let's move on. So over the years, one of the key strength that we built as an organization is our relationship with the placement companies. We have more than 1,300 organizations as a part of our placement portfolio. These organizations can be divided into 4 different buckets. Companies which are called as what is known called as MNCs, who have their India Development Center or R&D Center. So they are one of our major chunk of companies. For example, Qualcomm, Microchip, NSP, Ampere. They all have their Indian Development Center, in the offshore side, right? And also we have India-based services companies, the big services companies, name it L&T, Tata's, Sasken, right? So they're all Indian companies, but they have a big chunk of their team working on embedded system related projects or embedded system vertical. They're our clients. And third category is being the startups or mid-sized organizations who are our students. Either they're doing their own indigenous product development, or they're doing outsourced product development from their counterparts like Qualcomm or Infineon. That's one of the companies. And fourth category is being niche companies, what we call companies that are working in electric vehicles, robotics, be it Ether Energy, Ola Energy, or we have companies like Mahindra Electric. So they're all into niche electric vehicle or these type of segments. So that is how our placement companies are divided. And these organizations have most of them has been our long-term clients. The moment they come and see our system and they see our processes and the transparency that we maintain with our students as well as our companies, so they pretty much remain committed to us. More than 80% of the companies are repeat recruiters. They come and keep on repeatedly recruiting from us. Having said that, currently given the climate of recession, some of the organizations are in the hiring freeze, are just opening up to hire. For example, Qualcomm has been in the hiring freeze for quite some time. Recently opened up and a couple of students got placed last week. So either on and off it is happening, but definitely once they open up even bigger, definitely they will consider our students for their entry-level embedded engineer or IoT engineer positions. So we have a very strong relationship, and almost all the vertical that you can think of, networking, automotive, EV, robotics, or even you can see the relatively modern Indian brands like Boat, which works on the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth headsets, etc. So which is nothing but media processing and on the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth communication, which is nothing but very what you call trending consumer electronics or embedded systems, right? And we also have organizations like Data Patterns who not only work on the software side, they also work on the hardware and manufacture the entire product. They have the manufacturing unit as well. So like that, you can have a lot of varieties of companies, but they all hire for their embedded engineers or core engineer positions, from the students who are completing our course with Emertxe. Again, this is a snapshot. These organizations keep changing, right? Only it's getting better. You can look into our website or in our social media to get the latest update about what's happening in that, which all the companies are heading. I'll also try to cover some of them in that presentation. So first of all, let us try to understand what's happening in the job market. I'm sure there's a lot of anxiety that's going around with all the layoffs and all the retrenchment happening due to the recession, etc. But definitely there's a positive news coming to us in the form of this particular report. What is there in your screen? The semiconductor and devices sector in India, which is a major recruiting companies. People say core companies. So rather than core again becomes relative, because it's a civil core or a mechanical core and electronics core, right? So rather, let us try to understand these organizations as semiconductor and devices company in India. Either they're involved in designing and manufacturing of semiconductors, including the chipset and related board and interfaces, etc. Or there are companies who are using those platforms created by semiconductor companies and building their products out of it. So if you look at this particular market, it's growing pretty well. Last 4 to 5 years, it was growing around 9.8% or 10%, which is expected to double in these recent years. And by the time of 2026, we are expecting it to become 2.88 lakhs. So you can see 288, right? That is in thousands. 288K. That is nothing but 2.88 lakhs of engineering students are going to be are the manpower that is expected by this industry, which is really good news. And definitely more manufacturing is also moving to India. The companies are looking forward to build both the hardware and software from India. If you look at today, predominantly India has been seen as a software destination where they can get either an embedded software or an application software done from India. But going forward, it is changing drastically where the entire product, including the hardware and software, can be developed in India. So even if you look at those jobs, whatever the 2,88,000 jobs, the largest chunk is currently at a 65-35% favoring the embedded systems, because today any device which is becoming smarter, more functionality wise, and also performs much more complex operations, ranging from a consumer electronics all the way up to smart cities or industry 4.0. So software plays a major role there. In fact, the software becomes a differentiator today in terms of giving great user experience and the functionality. So that way, compared to the hardware jobs, the software jobs are on the rise. Let's say 65-35. And as we move forward, it's only going to become more, where 70% of those jobs we're expecting to be in the embedded software side, 25% in the real estate side, and also in the 5% in the AAML side. So again, you may be wondering how AAML is in this particular graph, because AAML has become a layer which pretty much touches every domain or industry that you can think of. Okay. So here also, for example, even if you look at traditional device like CCTV, right? Now, by enabling AI, we can do so many other things, right? In terms of face recognition, in terms of applying some more intelligent functionalities, etc. Right? Or somebody is about to make certain crime or certain things in an area, stuff like that. By looking at making the CCTV much more intelligent. Like that, every device is getting more intelligent. So that's the reason why collecting the data, running data models using the various machine learning models, and helping the customer to give meaningful insight and decision making. Like an AI, so that's all happening, right? So this industry is pretty much on a very robust growth, and you might have seen this information recently in the media, where the semiconductor industry expecting 3 lakhs employees. So in our graph, it was showing 288, and there's a little bit a piece that gets added up from some other aspects of electronics industry. Overall, we have a 3 lakhs jobs opening for this industry. Okay. These 3 lakhs are expected to be high-end job roles in terms of the firmware engineer, embedded engineer, design engineer, embedded application engineer, etc. So where you can really look forward to build a long-term career. So these days I'm openly discussing with the students, saying that you can work on this industry for the next 30 to 40 years, which means what you can get into this company or industry, work there, throughout your career. And companies also helping staff to build a long-term careers. In Indian companies itself, you can see people working for 25 years, 30 years in the same company and growing well in the same company as a technical person or managerial person, etc. So what I mean to say net is that yes, there are recession challenges here, but compared to that, this industry is growing pretty well. That's also a reason why companies are hiring even during the recession time. You may be seeing, right, why companies are hiring. That too, some of them are at top-notch companies giving a very good package, etc. Because these organizations work on projects which are relatively on a longer term. Just because recession is there, they cannot stop their project work. They work on long-term projects. That's the reason why they even hire during the recession. Of course, if the recession comes out, the hiring can be even more better. But yeah, it's not definitely, it's looking much better during the recession time also. So moving on, this is a graph that we show in terms of the number of companies that are visiting us every month. If you look at the blue and red color towers, which talks about the year 2022 and 23, especially 22 was very good. Just when we are coming out of the pandemic, there's a lot of investment that is happening. So tons of recruitment has happened. 23 also it is sustained. We could get around 100 companies per month to participate in our recruitment, which continued, I would say, even during the January 2024, where we had 102 companies. But after that, you can see that there's been a zigzag here, 63, 61, 52, 75, 53, 63, and 47. 47 is actually as of last Friday is the number. And the 47 companies recruiting our students in the month of August. Right? So definitely there is an impact due to the recession. But there are a couple of takeaways. One, compared to other industries, this industry is doing much better, which showed you the growth prospects and things like that. Second thing, even compared to some of the other institutes, the type of companies and the number of opportunities our students are getting are always on the higher side. That way, there's always a silver lining, they say, right? So this is a silver lining I'm seeing. But having said that, companies have become much more choosy these days because there's a lot of demand than the requirement they have. And some of the companies are continuing to be in the hiring freeze. For example, in HP Semiconductors, we have a lot of students working there, but they're in the freeze for a long time. So that way challenges are there, but we are doing much better. So nothing much to worry here. So as long as you guys enroll for the course, follow whatever our mentors are telling, just do that. Definitely, you can be able to crack not only a normal company, you can even aim for a premium company in this particular segment. So now I would like to quickly walk through what our students have been achieving in the recent past. Again, this information I have taken from the social media, just as a snapshot. You can go and check our website. In Emertxe, we keep all the placement information transparent all the time. So let me just show you guys some of the recent success stories. So these students are the ones who got placed recently in some of the premium companies. For example, Kausika, she did her master's in Italy, come back to India. She got a job in Chelsea for 12.5 lakh rupees. And then we have Haresh, who is from Amrita College, right, in Coimbatore. Just a minute. All right, yeah. So he recently cracked the placement with Qualcomm with 16.98 lakh salary. So as Kaushik, he's from College of Engineering, Guindy, in Tamil Nadu, Chennai-based college, and he also cracked the premium job. Recently, I'm talking about late last week for the same 16.98 lakh salary. And Harsha, similar to Kaushika, he also cracked with Chelsea for 11 LPA salary. Then Sufyan getting placed at 10 lakhs with Microchip, one of the popular and famous microcontroller design and manufacturing company. So this is all I would say the recent ones. Not only that, apart from that, there's a lot of other students who are getting placed. These are all the ones who got placed in the recent weeks. Let me just flash it for you guys. So these are the students where students like Naveen got selected with HL Mando for 5 lakh salary. Then we have Mahalakshmi who's from College of Engineering, Guntur, in Zeta 1 for in the month of July. And then Shaktivel from Government College of Engineering, Bargur, Tamil Nadu. He is getting selected with American Megatrends. Again, American Megatrends similar to data patterns. is one of the long-term client of ours. They do a lot of good work in embedded IoT side, device driver side, etc. So they selected Shaktivel for 4 LPA salary. Again, Sagar getting selected with Zeta 1. SM Electronics selects, selecting Palani, right? So like that, a lot of such selections are happening across the industry and across the various companies. Now, it is not necessary that the freshers are getting placed. So there are good number of students who are from the older batches. These students, when they are in the older batches, when I mean they could have been in some job or they've been preparing for some entrance exam that did not come through, so they want to resume to the regular work. Also, we have students who are coming back after a career break. They might have taken a 1 year, 2 year break, 3 year break due to personal reasons. Especially girl students, a lot of them I see they kind of take a break after the marriage and pregnancy, things like that. So we also help them to facilitate improving the skill set and positioning them well and helping them to get into jobs. So these are all the students you can see there. Ankit Kumar is a 2019 pass out. You can see there. Then you have Gokul from 2022, again from in the American Megatrends company. Then we have Junaid. He's a 2022 guy. Again, he's got placed in Shalia. And in Alton, we have Manoj Shali. He's from KLE Technology, Hubballi. He's a 2022 pass out. And similarly, we have Shreya, another 2022 pass out, getting placed with Alton. Right. So like that, a lot of success stories are coming as far as the fresher segment is concerned. And also in the working professional side, also a lot of students, the older batch students, which is said, and a lot of working professionals also getting placed. Students with the career gap is also getting placed. There are various categories in which students are getting placed. So which also means to say that companies are expecting you to demonstrate the skill set. They are not much bothered about your year of pass out or percentage or even some good action in the branch. They expect you the skills, whatever you learned in Emertxe, if you're able to demonstrate. So definitely they would like to consider you for the job. So hope you are getting a view about how various students are getting placed in Emertxe. Definitely you can visit our website www.emertxe.com or go to our Instagram page or in our LinkedIn page, where we keep posting on a very regular basis who got placed well. So this is just brought a snapshot so that you guys get an idea. So now let us slowly move on to the course demo. But before I move on, let me see if there are any questions. So Tarun is asking, he's from graduate from computer science engineering and data science. Are we eligible for this embedded course? Any other branches to join? And what type of quality course this webinar providing? Course duration and fee structure. Okay, got it. So Tarun, you coming from computer science, absolutely no issue. In fact, I'm from computer science, so as Mubeen. So even though it appears that only an electronics student or an electrical student might be able to crack it, there's nothing harm in you becoming computer science engineer and then becoming an embedded engineer. You can very well give it a shot. Okay, that's the thing. Can you please say slowly, a little bit speed? Okay. All right, I'll speak a little slowly. Then we have Azhar. So does this semiconductor boom happening in India affect the embedded systems domain or VLSI domain? If it affects embedded domain, please tell me how, or in short, how it explain the scope of this domain. Very nice. So definitely it's going to affect both VLSI and embedded, which I already clarified. So end of the day, what's happening, Azhar, is that these organizations are looking forward to build a product. Let's say it could be a wearable device, it could be an industry 4.0 product or some automation product, etc. So what is happening today, whenever the embedded system development is happening in India, the hardware is not done here. It's probably done in places like China, Taiwan, Japan, etc. So even if you're working as an R&D engineer in any of the major companies which is shown initially, they are actually working on hardware which is made by these people from these countries. So now with the push from government and also the demographic advantage India has with so much of talented young people, basically the hardware also will get done here. So the entire hardware, entire software will get done here. You can say the entire box is getting built here. So what is the advantage of this? Companies would prefer to come to one place to get everything done. So imagine you are going to a medical shop or you're going to a grocery shop, right? You need to go to 3 to 4 places. It becomes quite tiring. Rather, you go to one departmental store where you can get all the items, right? The same thing is going to happen. And now India also is having the largest working population. We are the youngest country in the world. And even if you look at countries like Japan and all, they're all having very old workforce. In fact, Japan is calling their retired folk to come back and join the work, right? That's a scenario because they're falling they're going through a huge labor shortage, which is not the case in India. So a lot of young people. So these are all the reasons why this particular domain is continuing to boom in the future also. Azhar, hope it is clear. And what is the role of a DevOps engineering in electronics and embedded? See, DevOps is more what I see a process where you basically build create a build or software and deploy in a particular target. Okay. So if you look at DevOps, it has become more popular in the application side. There is a mobile application or in the web application where you can see, right, those companies are making continuous releases to the customers, where the DevOps guy is in charge of making sure all the release components are coming in one place and they're able to deploy and label it well, doing in version control, doing a lot of automation stuff like that, right? So that way, the DevOps may not be directly correlated with embedded systems, but yeah, you also need to have certain processes, software development practices and all for which the DevOps engineer is used. So the DevOps engineer takes care of the development process followed well, and also conducting appropriate audits, also ensuring the setting up the real build tools and everything, so that as a team they work with a lot of discipline and provide come up with a high quality software. So DevOps do have a role in embedded industry also by setting up the development environment, etc. But not the typical DevOps what you hear in the application space. So because what happens in application space when you have a DevOps, right? You do your build and then you can go and put it in the web server. So here it's not like that. You are going to install it in few millions of devices. So that way there is a slight context different of DevOps. But yeah, DevOps role is there in the embedded companies also. Okay. Vaibhav is asking, please send this PPT for read. Sure, Vaibhav will do that. In fact, this video also is getting recorded. This also will get shared to you. You can go through these materials. And as I said in the beginning, our idea is to give you the necessary information, guidance. After all, you are the person who is going to decide for your career. So Azhar is again asking, so what do you prefer, online or offline course? Is there any preference for offline students or online? So as far as Emertxe is concerned, over the years, we made the online course and offline course very effective when it comes to delivery. As a student, you will not learn something different between online and offline course. But having said that, for the placement companies are concerned, they would like to do more of offline interviews. That means the companies will come to our place or they'll ask our students to go to their place, right? So that is where I see that. And also what happened over the pandemic time, everybody shifted online, but they wanted to continue online, but due to some of the students doing some malpractices and all, the companies have shifted their process to off. So that's the reason you might not be able to attend few of the companies because the drive is happening offline. Apart from that, there's no difference between online and offline. In fact, I prefer online because why? It is also cost effective. For example, right, when you're coming to Bangalore, people from Bangalore can agree with me. It is not terribly expensive. Right? So from that perspective, also online is a very nice option which you can definitely explore. Do you teach about VLSI chip design? No, Prem Kumar, as I said, that is about totally hardware and the VLSI course. We teach mainly the software part of it, the embedded software or firmware part of it. Then we have Shakti is asking, when company like Qualcomm hire mechanical engineers after completing embedded course, are not that much open, especially the big ones. They are relatively more particular about the branch. They expect them to be from either from circuit branch like electrical, electronics, or any combination of that, and computer science. But yeah, some of the non-bigger companies do consider people who are from non-circuit branch also. For example, mechanical engineering. May not be Qualcomm. This Qualcomm may be a bit strict with their entry-level selection process, where they may want to only allow EC and EEE graduates. But there are many other premium companies similar to Qualcomm. They actually allow all the other branches also. Okay. Hope that's clear, Shakti. What about MCA? Not yet, because companies they're okay to consider BTechs and MTechs. Or some chunk of companies are ready to consider MSc electronic students also, but not MCA yet. Then we have Maruti from mechatronics engineering, interest in embedded C. Totally different to take embedded systems. So few companies have branch eligibility like CSE, CE. Can you get assurance from your side to get a placement from tier 1 and tier 3 companies? So mechatronics, absolutely no problem. In fact, you do more of electronics lesser than mechanical. We have placed a lot of students in the past from the mechatronics background. Not only from mechatronics background, even backgrounds like biomedical engineering, electronics and electronics and instrumentation engineering, instrumentation control engineering, etc. So I don't think you should be bothered about it at all. First of all, your branch will not be an issue at all for you. Having said that, you are asking about premium companies, right? Tier 1, tier 2 companies now, right? So that I would say purely depends on your effort, Maruti. Okay. So as long as you are able to follow what mentors are telling, and definitely if you're able to even exceed what mentors are telling, definitely you'll be able to crack it. If, for example, the students which I showed, be it Chelsea or be it Qualcomm, right? So these students have worked really, really hard. They did whatever the class and lab mentors are expecting. On top of them, we put them through a lot of additional projects. Some of them build 11 projects, right? Added to that, mentors are given additional exercises in lead code and hacker rank. And also they give a lot of specific study materials to prepare them well, right? So as long as you're able to work towards it, you can definitely get it. So that way I don't see any major issues. Then we have Balamurugan studying third year of EC department. Can you join the course? Yes, Balamurugan. In fact, if you are joining the course during your engineering itself, I would say that's a very good decision. We've seen a lot of students in their pre-final year, final year join the course. And what is the beauty of this course? It happens in the evening time after your online evening I'm talking about. After your engineering classes, you can attend the course. But other beautiful thing is by the time you finish your engineering, your skill level will be so high compared to your friends, right? You'll be way ahead in the job market. So I always encourage students who are in the process of the pre-final or final year to come and join our course. I think still a lot of questions are coming up. I need to pause here because we may run out of time as far as the presentation is concerned. No worries. I'll stop with, for example, Balamurugan, right? From next question onwards, that is from somebody from R and Karthik, right? We'll start taking it from that, in the question onwards. Okay. So let me probably cover one more slide, then I'll hand it over to Mubeen. So what is that basically we are offering as an embedded systems course? It's basically a course which is highly focused on imparting practical skills in you guys to ensure that you guys are able to bridge the gap you're having with respect to these companies and become ready to deploy resources with companies, whatever the clients that we've shown, right? So that the companies don't need to train you from the basics. Of course, they'll be training you the job-specific things and the domain-specific things, but largely the foundation things they're taken care here. That way, their training and ramp-up time becomes much better. So that's what we do. And this course is offered in 3 modes: offline in Bangalore office. We have about 750 seater capacity where students can sit and study as a part of the physical classroom. Predominantly suitable for freshers, and they're also looking freshers and also looking forward to learning from a physical classroom environment. And then we have online. We have 2 options: online regular and online evening. Online regular, basically classes happening throughout the day, depending on the mentor and the topic availability. Right. Online evening predominantly targeted towards working professionals or even students who are in the engineering college. The previous question we saw, right? So the classes happens after 7 p.m. or at 7 p.m. 6 to 7 is the lab, and 7 to 9 is the classroom. So that caters to the students who cannot come full time on study or they are already working. So these are all the course overview, guys. Now I would request Mubeen to take us through the further journey about how the course is structured and how it's going to get delivered. So Mubeen, can you take over?
Yeah, sure, Jay. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Hope my screen is visible. Yeah, thanks. So what I'll do is I'll give an overview about how the course is delivered in Emertxe. So if you look at our course, it's quite an intensive course wherein you're going to learn many subjects related to embedded systems in detail. So to ensure that you're able to get the practical understanding and industry relevant knowledge, so we have a very well-defined course pedagogy in which on a daily basis you have to attend class and lab sessions. So class session is primarily focused on explaining the concepts which are related to the topic, and in the class itself you will be practicing programs which are required for you to apply reusing that concept. So it's mostly not just a class session. The class itself is going to be a hands-on session, unlike colleges wherein you attend the class, take notes. Here it's not like that. Here we are going to ensure that whatever knowledge you're gaining and understanding, you're able to apply it. So classes will be very interactive wherein you learn things from the mentor. At the same time, you practice it so that your practical knowledge improves. Similarly, after the class, we'll have lab sessions wherein you'll work on more programs related to the concepts which you learned. So when you say programs, please understand that you will be learning about programming embedded systems also, which maybe I'll touch upon later. So this is mostly a course which is suitable for people who are interested to get a job in embedded software side. We're not focusing on embedded hardware side. Yes, we learn about embedded hardware, architecture, peripherals, etc. We'll also learn how to build application using the embedded systems. So we'll have class lab sessions followed by assignments and project. So we have good number of projects which will be working on during the course. By adding projects, you'll be able to differentiate yourself from other students, right? As you know, right, every year around 15 lakhs engineers pass out of college, and when you create a resume just out of college, or maybe if you're experienced and you are looking for a change, it's important to highlight how you are different from others by showcasing the skills and the projects which you've done. So you focus a lot on completing the projects, which will help you to fetch an entry opportunity. Plus, after getting a job, it's going to be helpful for you to start your career in embedded systems. Apart from assignments and projects, we will assess you technically by giving objective test and module tests. This will also help you to crack the interviews. So it's very important that you're prepared for the interviews. So the entire course is industry relevant. Plus, it's also focused on clearing the interviews. We give a lot of emphasis on test, etc., so that when you apply for the company and you appear for the interview, it should be easy for you to crack the interviews. So this is what happens in our day-to-day delivery. Right? So apart from attending classes and labs, be it online or offline, many a time students require support when they are working on their own. So we have a dedicated online support system wherein mentors will help you to clarify your doubts and help you complete your task. So for that, we have created discussion forums in our learning management system. Plus, there is a WhatsApp group because students are comfortable with in WhatsApp group to ask your questions. So you can post your queries in WhatsApp group and we are there to answer your queries. So this way, you'll get continuous support be in the class or after the class also. You can complete your activities and clear doubts so that we can make progress. So that is the key. So apart from your studies, it's important that you are confident in attending interviews and clearing the interviews. So we have a placement team who works closely with clients to bring in companies. And we have a dedicated team who's responsible to make sure that you are prepared for the interviews. So we conduct different type of sessions, including mock interviews, right? So mock interviews will help you to know where you stand in terms of your performance. We'll give you inputs, etc. Many times students face difficulty in terms of appearing in front of an interviewer, right? They are scared or nervous, etc. So these things you should be able to overcome by attending the mock interviews. Similarly, we also have a huge database of company-specific questions. So previous interview questions we collect so that you can prepare well for the interviews. We also conduct interview preparation sessions, etc., so that you are well prepared and you can crack the interviews easily. So over and above, we have a dedicated student success team who will closely monitor your day-to-day activities, including your attendance, performance, etc., and share relevant feedback. So it's important to share the feedback so that you know whether you're doing good, are you doing average, or do you need improvement, etc. So we are constantly in touch with you so that you stay motivated, you are able to complete the course and eventually grab a job. So overall, it is not just about teaching. We take care of your placements, we take care about your mentoring, etc., so that you become successful at the end of the course. So brief about what you're going to learn in the embedded system course. Please note these the detailed syllabus is available in our website. I just wanted to make you understand what is required to become an embedded software engineer. So we start with a module called as Linux Basics, where you're going to learn about Linux operating system and commands. Similarly, after completing Linux, we'll teach you C programming from basics to advanced. So even though you might have studied C in college, that may be very fundamental. So we'll teach you all the concepts related to C, including problem solving, so that you can learn the concepts thoroughly and work on projects, etc. So C programming is very key in placements, including other modules also. And we teach you in detail all the concepts related to C. C will be followed by C++. You'll learn about concepts like class, objects, etc. It will be followed by data structures, wherein you learn about concepts like stacks, queues, linked list, and we'll teach you basic electronics to some extent, because in interviews they're asking the concepts. Yes, even though you studied in college, maybe some of you might not study. This will help you to understand the basic electronic concepts, followed by microcontroller programming. So this is nothing but the heart of embedded system course, wherein you learn about what is microcontroller architecture, how to interface the peripherals, right? What is protocols. Learn about programming the hardware here in detail. Here we use PIC microcontroller to teach you microcontroller programming. So microcontroller is followed by Linux internals, wherein you learn about operating system concepts. Linux is an operating system, but you learn concepts in general so that you can build applications which are multi-processing, multi-threading, etc. Followed by that, you learn about network programming also. The final module is ELAM, which is Embedded Linux and ARM. Here you learn about how to boot, how the system gets booted, right? You learn about kernel configuration, compilation, etc. So don't worry, some of the things you might have heard about it, but many things might be very new, or you might not have heard about these topics as well. But at the end of the course, right, you will be knowing all these concepts, you'll become confident, and you can call yourself as an embedded engineer. So now what I'll do is I will share 2 course recording snippets wherein you can get to know how the online course is delivered. So one is for the C programming module, other one is for the microcontroller module. Let me just quickly check whether I can share the files. Yeah, so I'll play the C programming demo class session, so you can pay attention to it. So you'll get an idea how the C programming class is taken in the online mode. After that, I'll share the microcontroller recording to you.
Assume this is the 20 bytes of memory allocated for the array. So I'm storing 5 integers. So each integer takes how many bytes? Each integer takes how many bytes? Correct. So each integer takes 4 bytes. So if the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? If the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? Assume this is 1000. Where will be the next element present? Yes. Each of the element uses 4 bytes. So it is 1004, then 1008, 1012, 1016. To access the array's element, you have to go with something called as the index number. An index number varies between 0 to size minus 1. The very first element will be in index 0. Second element will be in index 1. Third element will be in index 2. Fourth element will be in index 3. And fifth element will be in index 4. Okay. If you just declare the array like this, the array's element will have garbage value by default. So in order to not have a garbage value present inside the memory block, maybe I want certain values to sit inside it. In such cases, I have to do the array's initialization. To initialize the array, here inside the curly braces, I have to give 5 elements: 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. In that case, that value will be written here. That will be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, this is how I declare the array. This is how I do the initialization, and this is how the memory for the array will be allocated. Accessing happens with respect to the index number varying between 0 to size minus 1. See here, data type, name, size, where size represents the number of elements. So the total memory occupied by the array is number of elements multiplied by size of an element. That is in turn size into size of the data type. If this is the array I'm going to take of 5 size with the values 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, this will be the array. So the very starting address of the array always is called as the base address of the array. This address 1000 will always be called as the base address of the array. Or you can also call it as starting address or address of the very first element of the array. All of them means the same, but we usually refer it as base address. Okay, you can call it as base address, or you can call it as the starting address, or you also can call it as the address of first element. Okay, the starting address is called as the base address or starting address or address of the first element of the array. So then it is +4, +8, +12, +16. Index has to vary between 0 to size minus 1. So it has to be starting from 0. An array is a collection of similar data type. Elements occupy consecutive memory locations. First element will be in the lowest address and last element will be in the highest address. Elements are indexed from 0 to size minus 1. So if the size of the array is 5, index will vary from 0 to 4. Accessing out of the range array elements would be an illegal access. So whenever you have to access the elements of the array, you have to go with the name of the array, then the index number. Okay, so array of 0, array of 1, like this, you have to go with the index number. So if the index number varies between 0 to 4, I can access only between array of 0 to array of 4. Out of the boundary, that is accessing array of -1 or accessing array of 5 is not allowed. It is an illegal access where you might get to see a error. So accessing out of the range array elements would be illegal access. You should not access the elements in array of -1 and array of size. And once the memory for the array is allocated, it can never be altered in the runtime. That is, while executing the program, the array size can never be modified. So if you declare an array like this, it will be 20 bytes of memory allocated for sure. So this size can never be altered throughout the program. Again, here in double denom of size 6, there will be 48 continuous bytes already allocated. You never get a chance to increase or decrease the size once it has been allocated. So this is the concept of array. Clear this much? Okay. So have this one noted. The next we will see is how to print the elements of the array. Okay. So there are different ways of printing the array's element, which we will be seeing shortly. Before that, have this one noted. So the next we have got is to print the array's element. So when you are supposed to print the array's element, we usually go with the name of the array and the index number. But that has to be done on a repetitive manner. So what is it necessary to be used? What is it necessary to be used if I have to print? Yes, loop is definitely necessary. So I can print the array's element in any of a loop considered. Observe. Okay. So first I try printing it in a for loop. Int array of size 5. I also do the initialization with 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. I need another integer variable I for the sake of index. So I will first say it as printf arrays elements are. Okay. So I run a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus, because 5 is the size of the array. Inside this, I go with the printf. Okay. Yeah, so printf %d \n comma array's name with index. Okay, so first array of 0 will be printed when I will have a 0 taken, then array of 1, then array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. When I becomes 5, 5 lesser than 5 will be condition false. You come out of the for loop. Observe the output here. So I'm compiling and executing. These are the arrays element which I am printing using a for loop. Let me change this. I try printing using a while.
All right, I hope you got some idea of how the C programming topic array was taken online. Please note this is not a complete video. It is just a small a snapshot of how the class is taken. In fact, the class will be taken much more detail. You can practice it in your system, etc. He'll pause it for you and ask for questions as well. Let me share another video for the microcontroller module. This module is again delivered in the online mode for the online delivery people opting for online. So here we wanted to highlight how the microcontroller module can be programs can be executed using a simulator, and how we can write the program and simulate the program using an online using a standalone simulator called as PicSimLab. So even those who are opting for the online mode can take up the microcontroller module easily without the need to buy a real hardware. So hope when I play the audio, hope the audio's sound is also coming. I'm going to play it now.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. In today's class, let's see how we can write an embedded program to toggle the LEDs connected to the board bit. So now to write the embedded program, we are going to use the tool MPLAB XID. So you can see here. So this is the MPLAB XID. If you open this, you will see this as a starting page. So some projects are mentioned here, data sheet is available here. Even if you worked on some recent project, that list is available. See, and even you will get the microchip login. So if you have a login ID password, you do the login, and you can do the purchase on a microchip website, right? Okay, so now let me go back to the question. So question was, we wanted to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. So now here in this MPLAB ID, you can see these are the different tools available. So we can use these tools as per the requirement. For example, this is to create a new file. It's to create a new project. It is to open the project. This option is to do the build. You can see different many options are there. So as per the need, what we will do, we will take approach. Whatever we need it, we will start using those things. Now here in this MPLAB XID, I already created a project and kept it ready. So project name is what? LEDs. So in this project, I created. So when this project is created, this MPLAB XID create some organized sections. You can see here. So now to write this program, to write the embedded code, we need a main.c. So generally .c files goes here in this source file sections. Header files goes here, make file will go here, linker script will go to this section. If you need any libraries, if you are planning to add any libraries, then those goes into this section. And finally, this is the place for your executable file. So let me go to the main.c. So you can double click and open the main.c in the editor window. So now you can see I'm defining two macros. So instead of using port D directly, so what I did, since if you see the hardware on the hardware, so you are having total 16 LEDs. So this is the PiximLab simulator board. So it's having total 16 LEDs. So currently we are going to toggle LEDs connected to the port D. These are the these are the 8 LEDs out of 16. So these 8 LED array we are going to toggle. Toggling means on off we are going to do. So now since I'm having 8 LEDs, I'm defining the micro LED array as a port D, and to give the direction to the port pins, there is a register RISD. I'm defining that with name LED array data direction register. Now you can see here comes my main. So here I'm calling init config function. So this function is to do the initialization. So what we are doing, so in main itself, we are not doing initialization. It doesn't look good. So there is a separate dedicated function to do the initialization. It is init config. So control will go here and here in this init config. So initially what we are doing, if we are using LED, we need to set the pin direction as output. So I'm writing my LED array data direction register as a 0. It will set port D pin as the output, and to start with initially I will keep all LEDs connected to the port D as a off. So to turn off the LED, I need to load 0. So I'm writing here 0. So LEDs remain off, fine. And here comes our while one. So if you see any embedded system, once you turn on the embedded system, it runs forever, right? It goes into infinite loop. So here come my infinite loop while one. So inside this while one, we are going to write our application. So what is our application? We wanted to toggle the LED. So here is my instruction to toggle the LED. So I'm writing LED array equal to tilt of LED array. So what it will do, it will toggle the values of this LED array. If it is 0, it will make it 1. If it is 1, it will make it 0. So now you can see. So this is what 0x00. So after execution of this instruction, this LED array value becomes 0xFF. So entire port becomes 0xFF. All port bits become 1. So all LED turn on. LEDs are going to be turned on. And here what I'm doing, so before going to this instruction once again, I'm putting the delay. So if this delay is not there, what happens? We will not be able to see the LED toggling. So it will happen at very fast rate. Due to the persistence of vision, we will not be able to capture it. So I added the delay. Then after this delay, what happened? Next time, since we are in the while one, control will go back here. So again, we are changing the LED array value from what? FF to 0. So now what happened? LED become off, then again delay. So like this way, we are making LEDs on, LEDs off. Fine. Now. So we have to build the code. We have to compile the code. How we can do? So here in this mplab xid, I install x8 compiler. So that's why this header file is also included related to the compiler. So now how you can do the build? So you can see here is one option to do the build. So let me click on that. It will start doing build. My project is getting a build. Now you can see build is going on. So it will take some time. Please wait. Now see, build is successful. That means your hex file is created, and even it will give you the memory summary of your project. So now my hex file is created and it is loaded also. Now what we can do, so we can load that hex file where in this board. So we can run that hex file here in this microcontroller. So this is the heart of this board. So basically here we are using PIC16F877A microcontroller. So we are going to load the hex file here. How? So you can go to the file, you can select the load hex. You have to navigate wherever your project is stored. So let me navigate. So now, just for the sake of simplicity, I kept the project on the desktop. So let me select that. Now again, you have to go to the distribute directory. So basically, you have to use this path. After build successful, it is prompting the path where X file is available. I'm just referring that. Then you have to go to the default production. Here is the X file. Let me open. Okay, expected output is what? These LEDs should toggle, but it's not happening. Why? Because these DIP switch related settings are not done. So to turn on the LEDs connected to the port D, this DIP switch, second one, you have to pull this switch up. So let me do that. So it's down. You have to pull it up. So let me select. Now you can see the change here. So what this program is doing, it's running in this microcontroller and it is toggling the LEDs. And even we are able to see that toggling very clearly, right? Okay, so this is our program, our embedded code to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. Fine.
So all right, that was a quick demo of how we use a simulator called as PicSimLab to teach microcontroller programming. In fact, we used another software which is MPLab XID to write the code. So we use the MPLab XID to write the code, compile it, and after compiling the code, we used a simulator called as PicSimLab, which is useful for running embedded applications using different microcontrollers, including PIC. Right? You can also use Arduino-based platform to write code using Arduino IDE and run it on PicSimLab as well. So, if you have any questions related to what we discussed so far, let us know. We'll be happy to answer.
Mubeen, you're able to see the Q&A section?
Yeah, I'm able to see, yes.
Okay, there were some questions. Maybe you can.
Yeah, let me check.
Yeah.
So Azhar is asking which platform are you using for online classes? So we use something called as GoToMeeting. We've been using it since pandemic started and it's quite reliable. So using GoToMeeting, you can connect and you can attend the sessions. And okay, scan protocol ECUs training. We ECUs training. Okay, so we teach a CAN protocol as part of microcontroller module. In fact, you'll be able to understand the CAN protocol and do some programs using CAN protocol. One of the projects we'll be working on will be using CAN protocol as well. So CAN is taught as part of the microcontroller module. Then is it okay to attend online classes and attend offline interviews? Yes, right. Pretty much that is what you will have to do. Let's say you complete all the modules and you want to start applying. So it's very much important that you're available for the interviews, right, which are happening offline. Some of the interviews will be happening online, which you can attend from your home. But whichever interviews you are required to come to the like client location, you have to visit the client office and take up the interviews. Then, hi sir, I have worked as a firmware engineer for the last 2 years. Okay, I want to run Linux and device driver courses and skills. Can I take this specific course? Yes, you can take up Linux internals course, which is part of the embedded system course. Right now, we are not having a separate course for device drivers, but Linux internals, wherein we teach application programming and concepts like process, threads, IPC, and networking. You can take up that individual module as well. Okay, so I think there is a question related to future scope of embedded and VLSI. Both the domains, right, have future scope. Embedded systems and VLSI both are like domains with good scope. Only difference is that in terms of job opportunities, you'll find more job opportunities in the embedded segment compared to VLSI segment. But VLSI is also a good domain to look into. Sir, can we join the course by December? Yes, we have batches starting every month. So in December also, we'll plan to start a batch. So you can enroll for the batch in December as well, not a problem. Uday. Then Kamlesh is asking regarding accommodation offline, is there a hostel close or do you also offer lodging? So we don't have our own lodging or PG, but we have a good list of PG available near our institute, Kamlesh. So whoever is like coming out of Bangalore, they can very well find accommodation in places nearby. So we are located in the heart of the city, which is MG Road. So you can easily reach other places by using public transport, including buses and metro. In fact, we are just 2 minutes away from the metro station in MG Road. Then, okay. I'm not sure whether this was answered. What differentiates the ones who got placed into big MNCs like Qualcomm compared to the ones who got rejected? How many people would you apply and how many people would sit for the interview and how many would finally get selected, right? So Arjun, this question is applicable not just for Qualcomm, it is applicable for all companies, right? So every company have different expectation level, right? Yes, maybe the expectation level of Qualcomm is pretty high. Expectation level of maybe the top companies will be very high. So if you want to apply for premium companies, you should put the required effort for you to become, for you to crack the interviews, right? So what we recommend is that once you are enrolled for the course, your performance should be better compared to maybe others who are applying for Qualcomm. So if your performance is better, chances are that you will get shortlisted for Qualcomm, and then it's up to you to make sure that you're performing well for the interview. So we will guide you and give you necessary coaching and training so that you can crack even the premium companies. Then I think Aditya's question was answered. I'm pursuing third year in electrical engineering. I think this was answered, I guess, right, Jay? I think pretty much. Okay, syllabus is asked.
Yeah.
So Aditya, I think this may be a different person. Yes, Aditya, you can enroll for the course when you're in the final year, not a problem. Even if you are in the third year also, you can enroll for the course. That is also not a problem. So it's better you take the course when you're doing your engineering, because you'll get an edge, right? As soon as you complete engineering, or maybe in the final year, when you start applying for campus placements, you will definitely be able to crack those interviews. And there are companies who hire final year students from Emertxe also, but they are few. But after completing graduation, you can avail for the placement opportunities in Emertxe, and you could be maybe among the first ones after completing graduation to get a job. So that is going to be an advantage for you. Okay. So can you explain about the syllabus of embedded system course, and also are you preparing us for interview? I think I already discussed about that. What is the syllabus briefly? Syllabus you can download actually from our website. You can search for Emertxe syllabus in Google. Should be able to get the syllabus as well. Right. Tell me the roadmap for getting a job in embedded system. I think we discussed fairly what we're going to cover. In fact, whatever is required to get a job in embedded system, that's what we're going to cover in the course. Then I work as a fresher in startup and FPGA engineer. I just see a graph that shows boom of domain. Can you suggest FPGA okay, or I need to learn embedded system future scope? I don't have much information about FPGA, scope of FPGA. I'm not very sure about it. How's the job market? But I guess it's related to semiconductor. So there should be scope, at least in terms of future scope as well. Yes, but embedded will also give an edge, right? So we can maybe do some further research and figure out. Jayakumar, do you want to continue?
Yeah, thanks, Mubeen. I think
there are still more questions, I feel.
All right, maybe I'll take some more questions, then I will move on to my section. Sure. So, is the company choose CGP as a main preference while hiring? RG may not be. They would rather look into your performance in our course, how well you have done, how many projects you completed, and additional skill set that you gained here. That would play a major role rather than your academics. Uday is asking, is any fees concession or offers? I think, Uday, you need to get in touch with our team of counselors. Towards the end of the presentation, I'll show you their contact details, because they are the ones who maintain the fees and various scholarship information. So they will definitely be able to share you more information. Karthik is asking, I'm from automobile engineering. I'm eligible to join this course and get placement. Yes, Karthik. Automobile is an offshoot of mechanical engineering. So we have had students from the mechanical engineering as well as in automobile in the past. So definitely you are eligible, and you can also obtain your placements as well. Yeah. Gunjan, yeah, same thing here. So Sheetal is asking, can you give me internship certificate after the completion of course? No, because we are very clear, because many of the organizations kind of confuse between the training and employment and internship. So we don't do that. So whenever we do this training, we say you have been our student and this is a course that you've gone through. So we'll not be able to give you an internship certificate. I don't think that's correct also, right? So we'll be giving you the course completion certificate. So we have Shashidhar from Mechanical Engineering 2021. How many opportunities are provided with such a profile? Is there any limitation criteria? See, the mechanical engineers or any non-circuit engineers do get opportunities. It's not that they don't get. How many they will be able to get? So that is hard to predict and tell it, because that depends on when you guys join the course, what type of companies come, and those companies, how they shortlist, because you also have the 2021 as a year of pass out. How many of them will be open to recruit the older batch also from mechanical engineering? It depends on that. Okay, so that way, even if I say there's some number, that may not be correct. Okay, but what we say in our placement policy is that we will be giving you support for 2 years. So from the time you complete the course, right, you will get support for 2 years. So as long as you are very regular to the classes and do all the assignment and projects, I don't think you getting an opportunity will be an issue at all. Not only for you, for any student for that matter. So that's the way we would like to answer Shashidhar, rather than telling, right, this X, Y, or Z type of opportunities will be getting you. Okay. I have 1 year experience in automation, PLC, HMI. Is it beneficial for placement opportunity for a company interview? Says Aditya. It could be. Again, experienced also means whether that is related to embedded or not. PLC, HMI is somewhat, kind of connected with the embedded. It's more of a legacy automation solutions, right? The knowledge will be helpful during the course as well as while you're attending the placements. But how the companies would consider, for example, when you go and say, I have 1 year experience as a what do you call in the PLC industry, then I did this course, how they will consider that? That purely depends on the company. Some companies do consider the previous experience, and when they giving you offer letter, they'll probably give you at a higher salary and higher level. That is also possible. And some may say, no, we cannot. Right? Whatever you have done, we only can consider you as a fresher. So that purely depends on the company. But having said, looking into your background, since you're automation and control, which is somewhat closely related to embedded, I think you should be able to leverage that experience and get into a better pay and better designation also with respect to our placements. Hope Aditya that clears. Then we have Hemant, 6+ years of gap after graduation because of government job preparation. I couldn't crack it. Is it actually possible for me to crack a good company? I'm willing to put in the effort. I'm an EC graduate. Absolutely no problem, Hemant. We have placed students very much similar to your background. Student prepared for government exams, and they tried even competitive exams, or they were taking care of the family due to some challenges, etc. Right? Absolutely no problem. We even place students, I think, up to 13 years of year gap we placed, right? So I don't think 6 years is an issue at all. But as you already mentioned that you're ready to put efforts, please follow that, because that's the only thing which can help you. Okay? How well you are able to build your profile, where tomorrow given an interview opportunity, you are able to convince the interviewer that even though I have this many years of gaps, I'm able to crack this, right? Please interview me. I obtained this particular skill. So how you can send the message by working on those assignments and projects, and additional work our mentors will be giving you time to time, basically the preparation activities. So as long as you put an effort there, I don't see any issues with you getting placed. So I'm Sanjeev Kumar Paswan. I've done MCA this year. Can it be of value? Not much, Sanjeev, because even though, as I said, companies are open to consider BTechs, MTechs, and MSCs, especially the embedded ones are still not open for a an MCS. Right? So they're not very much open to consider the MCA graduates. Rather, what we see, we also run a full stack web development course, right, where we teach the MERN stack course. So there it will be more suitable MCA than embedded side. That's based on my experience in the placements. So Roshni is asking, I'm a 3rd year student. Can you take this course, and can you fee structure of this course? So definitely yes. As Mubeen already mentioned, you will be having an advantage by the time you pass out than your batchmates. So that way, taking this course is definitely going to be helpful. Regarding fees, as I said, I will show you guys towards the end of the presentation a slide where you can get in touch with the team of counselors. They will be able to help with fees, installments, scholarship, etc. Fees, I think I already mentioned. What are the offline class timings? Ask Shivanand. Shivanand, every day we run batches. So classes will start as early as 7:30 in the morning. It will run till almost like 7:30 in the evening. So every day you are supposed to spend around 3.5 to 4 years total, including the class and lab. So depending on wherever there is availability for you, our counseling team will be allocating you with that particular classroom. Okay. My college will not be allowed to do course. Sheetal, I don't know how to say that. Okay. Because we will not be able to give a complete internship certificate. We'll be able to give course certificate only. Rashish Ranjan, I'm diploma plus BTech. I have not done 12th. Are the company who just prefer 12th and BTech? I don't think so. You don't need to worry at all. Because I think you would have done diploma and gone to a 2nd year of BTech. Many students have done that. In fact, today evening, I was just reading one of our student profiles. He just got placed in ABB, one of the leaders in the embedded and electrical machineries, and they're going places. It's a Swiss-based company. He's a diploma student. I'm talking about an hour back before the webinar, right? One of our students got placed today, I think for 8.5 lakhs or something like that. It's a good premium company. He's a diploma and BTech graduate. So I don't think that is an issue at all. Is it a free course or paid course? Of course, it's a paid course. Okay, Pawan. Schedule of the classes would be provided. Yes, once you join, you'll be able to. Our mentors will be, or rather, during the time of joining itself, our counseling team will be providing you with the class timings. So what do I do? Ask Sheetal. They only allow me to do internship, not a course. I don't know what to do, Sheetal. In the past, we had done, for example, some of the modules, whatever you do, we can convert into a project and then try to do it as an internship. But I don't know whether they will accept it or not. Talk to our counselors. We'll see what we can do. Then Raghavendra is telling, sir, I took 2 years extra to finish my engineering. Will this affect my during placements? No problem again. Whether it's a year gap or supplementary, sir, you took an extra time to do that. You can, and definitely questions will come, especially during the later point in the interview when you're meeting the manager or the HR. Definitely they'll be asking this question. What we tell our students is just be honest and open. You don't need to tell anything stories for that. Whatever the reason, just be open about it. But rather, I would say, Raghavendra, if you focus on skill building, right, this will not be a big issue. Then you can say, even though I spent a lot of time, I took more time to do my engineering. I was really interested in the skill building. That's what I built it. And here is the proof for that. So sell that story. Okay. So that this particular issue gets somehow goes out of the radar for the company. Which is embedded better? Embedded VLSI, I think Mubeen has already, answered. In 6 months course, from which month will be eligible for placements? After the 4th month, you need to complete the core modules, that is Linux introduction, C++ programming, and data structures programming. After which our vendors will put you through a placement eligibility process, which includes the placement eligibility test and also a set of mock interviews. Once you clear them, you will be able to start applying for placements. Okay. Again, students may ask, what if I fail in the test? What if I fail in the mock interview? No issues. We'll give you additional opportunities for you to prepare and come back and apply so that you can reappear and then get yourself eligible and start applying for placements. So you may be wondering why we do that. The better you are prepared in Emertxe, that way the probability of you getting into a good company when you go to the actual interview, it's always high. So rather that when you do a mock interview, mentors will share the feedback. So that way, whatever some of the negative points or shortcomings you may have, those things you can very well work through it and then go and start attending the real interviews. So that's about the placements. Naga Prasad is asking, I have 2 years of education gap after 12th. No issues. Again, be honest with the answer, whatever may be the reason. Tell it upfront to the interviewer. But what I'm saying to say is because of the year gap, somebody prepared for the government exam, or somebody took more years to complete the engineering, or somebody will say between my 12th and my engineering there was a gap, or somebody would have done an MTech after BTech and MTech, right? These are all fine. We cannot change it, right? So what I suggest is more than that limitation or challenge, showcase your skill set and go and explain that skill set to the company in a very impressive manner. Then tell the truth of what is the reason why you had an education gap. That should be it. I don't know. I don't think any students get rejected because of that. They may get rejected because of the technical skills, but not because of these reasons. Okay. Kindly note, companies who are coming to recruit from Emertxe, they're all coming for the skill. They're not coming for this year gap. They're not. Suppose they don't want to have this year gap. They don't need to come to us, right? They can go to a campus and hire, college and hire. Put this as a criteria. But when they come to us, they don't give such an importance to such criteria. It is because they come here for a particular skill. So showcase your skill, work towards it. Definitely these questions will get automatically answered. We have projects basically asked by Chandana. If you have labs as well with the online mode, our placement guaranteed for every student in your institute, right? All right, good question. 3 questions. I'll answer one by one. Will I be working in real-time projects? Yes, basically these projects are derived based on the real-time project use cases, right? We're not going to have a company come and giving you a project, right? But our projects are individually implemented projects, and these projects use cases are derived based on the industry use case. So which means whatever you're going to implement in our institute as a part of the course, The similar thing only you'll be implementing when you go to the company. That way, our whatever you do, you're going to do here and whatever you're going to do in the company, there's a tightly coupled. Okay. Second, if you have labs associated with the online mode, yes, you are. That I don't know whether you observed the microcontroller video that Mubeen has played. So they'll be having a, you need to basically install those simulators and work on laboratory experiments and projects. Of course, our lab mentors also will be there to guide you and support you. So, take a step back, right? I don't know whether you heard Mubeen's statement, right? Our online course and offline course, in terms of our effectiveness, as far as Emertxe is concerned, we consider both of them are same. There's no compromise just because somebody is learning online. In fact, I would say you do online because it is much more cost effective than the physical one, because you see when somebody travels to Bangalore, the expense itself is so high. So comparatively, you can be at the comfort of your house and then do the same course and get a similar benefits. Are placement guaranteed to every student in your institute? Nice question. Right? So again, the question is, it depends on the student. We keep doing the same thing, and we strive every day to place all the students who will come and join us. What we say is, as long as you're following whatever you're telling in terms of your attendance, assignments, and projects, yes, definitely 100% you'll get placed. But some students won't do. Right? Even we tell so much thing, they will bunk the class, they'll tell silly reasons, right? They won't get placed. They will get opportunities. But what can they do if they're not really skilled enough? When they go to interview or a test, right? Companies would expect you to perform. The students are not able to perform, they'll not be able to clear. So that way, this guarantee warranty business, we say, it purely depends on you as an individual. Then VLSI and embedded system design, I think Mubeen has already answered that. Same with 100% thing. Simon, UK, you doing masters, will you provide online placement interviews? Says Divyashri is asking. So, Divya, if you are to work in India, yes, we can. And you can attend the interview from here. Probably after completing a master's, you can come back. But we'll not be giving you placement outside India. Let me also be clear with that. Right? Don't expect us to get you a job in UK, even though we have that as a part of aspirations. Right? We want to open many offices in many countries, providing students placement in the same country wherever they're studying. Those dreams and these plans are there. Hope one fine day that will get executed. Uday is asking, sir, you offer internship online. Any information about that? Yeah, that's see, Uday, what happens is what we do, we are talking about here. It's about the course. It's more of a long-term course. It's a paid course and it comes with placements. We also do something called internship program, an online internship program where we work with college graduates when they're in the pre-final year or final year, right? That is a free program. So there we will be doing an internship, basically an online internship for about 1 to 1.5 months. So what we felt was, right, it's a tier 2, tier 3, the internship ecosystem is totally broken. Just to get some certificate, people do go buy some projects and then submit as a part of the internship, which is not good. It actually defeats the spirit of internship. So that's what we do. That's more our contribution towards academia, and we've been thinking how to add value to the academia, right? So this turned out to be one significant opportunity for us. But don't get confused. Those internship students won't get placements. Placement only comes for students who enroll for our long-term program and also pay the fee for that. That's clear. Then there's a question from Vaibhav. Is automotive embedded or included in this course or a different course? See, automotive is definitely a flare. Today, embedded systems, you say, right? Definitely there's an automotive is a flare today. So we won't be teaching you something specific to an automotive stack. For example, an AutoSAR, right? Any of those type of things. But yeah, we do teach you a microcontroller with standard protocols like, I2C, SCSI, etc. With which tomorrow when you go and join, for example, joining an automotive company, you should be able to pick up the technology fast and then move forward. That's the whole idea. How many placement companies will come to hire? So I think I already showed you in the beginning. It used to be 100 companies per month. Now we are clocking somewhere around 60 to 70, mainly due to recession. So, that gets over and then we're able to double. I already told our team that in a particular month, right, we should be getting 200 placement companies. So we're just waiting for the markets to get better. Oh no, those companies should start, having more openings. Then things will stabilize. Right? As of now, you can say we're doing around 70, 75 companies per month. I already showed you the graph in the beginning. Great questions. As I said, this one enjoy we both, and apart from that, the other placement information, right, that we want to share. So let me go off the video and start talking about the placement part of it. Placement we already discussed, but let us discuss it more from a placement process point of view. Okay. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible to all of you? Can you just confirm once. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Jay's screen is visible. I don't think any problem is there.
Sure. Let me start then.
We didn't get any response.
Yeah, we got somebody responded.
Okay.
I'm sharing the screen sometimes, All right. So basically, we discussed about placements from the beginning. Now let us take a look at it more from a process point of view, how it works. So once you join our course, our team will add you into a Google group where you will get all the announcements and notification about placements. And once you complete the placement eligibility, as I already said, which happens after the 4th month, basically you need to, just a second, let me take some water. Yeah, so you need to check and apply online, and then the internal shortlisting will happen. Then we'll share your profile with the companies. Then the written test interview happens, offer release happens, and then onboarding happens. So this is a regular flow as a placement flow, what we say. Here, as I already said, whenever these companies are doing the shortlisting and written test, that you can start doing after the 4th month. And from the time you complete the course, you'll get 2 years of unlimited placement support. So there are two possibilities again here. There are some students who get placed before the course get over, right? So which means say what that particular student can continue the pending modules in the online evening course and then go for the certification. In a similar line, somebody might have completed the course, attended few interviews also, but they not got selected. So for those students, what they can do, they can continue to apply for up to 2 years until they get selected. So that's a process. And companies which are recruiting from us, all of them expect you to join immediately. Kindly note, it's not like a campus interview where they hire you at the end of 3rd year and then they will give 1 year time to join, etc. Here, companies come to us for their current project needs, right? Whichever is in demand, they need. So they cannot wait. But having said that, there are some working professionals in this group. For them, you can serve a notice period with your current employer, then go for the joining. And we also recommend working professionals to close the relationship with your current employer on a proper positive note. So that can be worked out. Some companies, whenever we see this type of thing happen, companies do consider, so that you will not have any problem. So you can get your job and then submit resignation in your current company. Then you can apply for join the new company. So that's a overall process for you guys. So what I'll now do is I'll just quickly go through the Google group, whatever I mentioned. So let me go off the screen for a minute and then open my screen once again. Right. So here you can see the, this is our placement groups will look like. You can see there today there have been some interviews got scheduled, right? And some new company has come. And similarly, you have all these, companies to come. For example, LG was there. Then some student got placed, right? So this is how it will be. Different companies. Let us click, for example, let's say American Megatrends. Okay. So you can see here what the company is doing, what is the modules you should have completed, your academic requirements, which branch you should be from, what is the salary, any terms and conditions in terms of bond. Okay. So everything will be sharing to you upfront. Okay. So this is about and then they'll also give by when you need to apply for this company, after which they will close the application, and then they'll shortlist the student and share it with the company for further shortlisting. So this is our Google group, very simple and straightforward. Nothing was to confuse here. So some of the FAQs could be till how long I'll get placement support. We already discussed. You'll get support for 2 years. Can I choose between 2 job offers? No, because we don't allow a multi-job offer concept. Whatever offer comes first, you need to take it and then join the company only. Should I apply to all companies? It is your wish. Even if you're eligible for all of them, it is not necessary that you need to apply to all. It's your wish. We're not going to force you. But once you choose a company, apply for a company and get selected, you have to join them. They're very particular about that because companies, as I said initially, more than 80% of them are repeat recruiters. It is mainly because they have a lot of trust on us. So one of the trust factor is we commit them 100% joining rate. Whomever the students are getting selected from Emertxe, we expect them, all of them, to join. So that's why it is. So you can apply. It depends on your interest. What type of companies are hiring? I already told you. MNCs, Indian big companies, mid-sized companies, startups, niche companies, etc. I told you example also in the beginning. I'm having year gap. Will it affect my placements? We discussed in detail. I have notice period with my current company. How can I handle this? Also, we have discussed. And other parties, basically, Emertxe is an affiliated institution with Skill India. Skill India, as you all know, it is an initiative by Government of India to skill the India. So in this regard, our courses is aligned with Skill India, which means to say, basically, after this particular course gets over, you get an opportunity to apply for certification with Skill India. So that's additional benefit that you are getting. Let me just show you how the Skill India certification works or looks. I think today only they got the latest version. Let me just. So this is the latest one where you can see there certificate from ESSCI, Skill India, and NSDC with our Emertxe logo also involved here. So this is how your certificate will look like. And as you can see, this certificate is distributed by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, which will also have certain international understanding about this certificate. So students who want to apply for this, it's additional benefit you are getting here. It is not like, for example, you need to, in order to get placements, you need to do all these things. No, for placements, you need to demonstrate the skills. But this is also important artifact to have, so that in the future, it will come handy for you. Because we are seeing a lot of alumni who passed out 3 years, 4 years, we place them in some companies. They come and take up these certification exams. Basically, it will help probably when they're applying for some higher studies abroad or looking for some job abroad. Because since it's a Government of India certification, definitely Emertxe also will give certificates. But this is also quite internationally recognized certification. Many of you were asking about the course dates and the counseling team contact details. So here you go. 30th August, we are starting an embedded systems online regular course. That is, I guess, by this Friday. And on 28th, we are starting a
screen is not visible.
Is it? Okay, let me check. Oh, sorry. Is it fine now, Mubeen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah. So let me repeat, 30th of August, by this Friday, we are having a batch on online regular students. And that's a day batch. And then 28th, that is day after tomorrow, we're starting an offline or a physical batch. And 3rd September, we are starting an online evening batch. So please take a note of these dates. Whichever you feel suitable for you, you can check it out. And we do batches every month, typically in the last week of every month. So you can just plan, if you whatever, depending on your convenience. So these are all the contact details of our counseling team, training@emertxe.com, 809-555-7332. You can reach out to them any questions about admission, batches, and scholarships. Many of you are asking about fees. They'll be the one will be able to help you. And hope all of you know us. So this is our physical address in MG Road, 83 hours near the MG Road metro station in Bangalore. And we are active in Instagram and LinkedIn, and those are the QR codes in case if you're not following us. What is that? Like, share, and subscribe to this our channels. So we're active both in the channels so that you'll get to know the latest updates on many other aspects. So that's pretty much what we have. We have kind of come to an end of this presentation. So let me see if there are any more questions. We will try to take it. Let me unshare my screen. Yeah. So let us see if there are any questions. Yeah. Many are saying AI will impact jobs. What about embedded? Will you teach AI, sir? Okay, I think this is a typical question in webinar. I was thinking why it has not come. So if you remember my graph in the beginning, it was also showing up AI. Okay. So AI pretty much has become a layer or an integral part of any technical product that you build. Now, it could be embedded, it could be a web application, mobile application. So AI is tightly integrated with anything and everything that you do today. So what we are seeing, AI coming into the foray, in the combination of embedded systems and AI, only the opportunities have become better. More companies are involved in developing innovative and cutting edge products in the combination of embedded and AI. So I don't think you need to worry at all. Yes, AI has taken away jobs. It has taken away the low-end jobs, very much mundane, very much a monotonous job it has taken away. But it is quite a long way ahead to take out an embedded systems engineer jobs. It is not at all an easy one. So there's nothing absolutely to worry. In fact, by AI coming, only the opportunities have only increased. Hope that's clear. How many companies will come to hire? I already mentioned. Is automotive embedded are including in that or in that course or a different course? See, automotive is a different course. We don't teach anything vertical specific here, but some of the elements of what is required in an automotive embedded system, be it controlling, writing a microcontroller program, understanding various communication protocols, right? Those things are part of our course. But per se, we don't teach you automotive stack. That's a different course altogether. Yeah. Pretty much we covered all the questions. Okay, all right. So batch I already mentioned. In which month heavy placement occurred? It depends. It's all, how well our students are there and how well the companies are having the requirement. So that way there's no prediction as such. Throughout the year, recruitment is happening. That's what I would say. Okay. Sometimes it could be month A, sometimes it could be month B. All right. Great set of questions. Any other questions? Any other comments? Is it helpful so far for you guys? Are you able to make some idea about the industry, where the jobs are heading, etc.? Are you able to relate whatever I shared so far, me and Mubeen? Yes, no. How many students in a batch? We typically take around 45-50 max. We definitely don't go beyond that. That's the ratio. About fees, Vaibhav, I already told you, please get in touch with your team of counselors. They'll be able to help you. Are you offering automotive course in your institute, CAN protocol and CAN analyzer? See, we do teach, as I already said, as a part of the microcontroller module, we do teach CAN protocol. And sometimes students also do project based on CAN protocol, but may not be a CAN analyzer and all. That much sophisticated automotive focus we don't do. But yeah, general, whatever is required for you to become a successful automotive engineer, we do that. CAN protocol, I2C, UART. We do teach SPI, not UART, SPI. These protocols we teach. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? I'm not seeing any questions coming. All right. So thank you very much for joining and being very interactive, asking all your questions. Can I get some feedback? How did you find this webinar? Was it helpful? Did it give you more information? Is it giving you clarity? Can I get some responses? Quick feedback of how you felt this webinar. Please again, Mohammed Kaif, you need to talk to your counselors. I already mentioned multiple times. G. Sasis, I'm from Hyderabad. What do you suggest me about taking it online or offline? You can take it online. I don't see any issue. But some students will be very particular. No, sir, I want a class and sit, right? For them, I would say come offline. But personal choice, do it online. I don't see any problem. Amazing explanation, says Vaibhav. Thank you. Thank you, Vaibhav, for your kind words. There's also here from other students. How did they find today's webinar? Thank you. Good demo. Very helpful and important questions answers, says Rashish. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Gunjan. Thank you, Ashwin. Harshit is asking, I'm having 3 months notice period in my current job. How do you handle it during placement? I already mentioned it, Harshit. We can handle it. We have handled it in the past, and we also expect you to serve. But 3 months looks like on the higher side. You can try to negotiate with your current employer. Probably bring it down to at least half or something like that. It doesn't. If it's not a problem, you can even tell your when you're going for the later round of interviews through our placements. Right? You can also tell them that I have a 3-month notice period. But kindly note that won't be a negative thing. Sometimes students say, right, if you have longer notice period, will it be a negative thing, right? If you can prove your talent, they will be okay to wait for 3 months. No issues. Thank you, says Hemant. So I have below 60 in 12th. Will it affect my placement? Ask Pratik. Not necessarily. Okay. Very few companies will ask for consistent 60, consistent 70. Only for those companies you may have some issues. Generally, I don't see this as an issue. Thank you, sir, for sharing your time, says G. Welcome. My pleasure. All right, great. Thank you very much for all of you joining and asking all interesting questions. And this is what we say in end of every webinar, right? We have shared our level best information and also shared, all the details, whatever we could share. But at the end of the day, it is your career. Right? You need to take what is right for your career, and you are the boss. Neither me nor Mubeen or anybody for that matter should not take decision. So my request is whether you join embedded course or any other course, doesn't matter. Ensure you do a proper analysis and take it, and so you can pursue that as a long-term career, right? Not as a short-term stopgap arrangement. Whether you join this course or take up any other course or pursue our higher studies, whatever you may do, on behalf of Emertxe, I wish you all the very best for your career. And in case if you're joining our course, looking forward to see you as a part of your induction classes, which is scheduled probably from this Wednesday. Okay. And we'll also be sharing you the recorded video of this. It's anyways got recorded. We'll share you this particular video, and we'll put it in the YouTube. If you wanted to share it with your friends or anybody you feel it would be helpful, please feel free. So thank you very much once again. Good night. Take care. Bye.